Welcome to your Saga Oasis. Unlock true love. Master these two practices. Love is like a green plant. It requires constant care and nurturing. This is because love is dynamic, at times strong, at other times fragile. You can't guarantee its eternal beauty just with promises, marriage certificates, material possessions, or children. In moments when love flourishes, we're ready to sacrifice everything for each other. However, if we stop nurturing it, it may wither and even gone. We often seek external comforts, forgetting to care for our love, sometimes even harming it unintentionally. We think that loving someone means trying to provide everything they need, leading to exhaustion from earning money or seeking social status. Inadvertently, we become rigid, stressed, authoritarian, suspicious, and calculating. To maintain happiness, we often find ways to prove ourselves, usually by showing off our talents or power, but forget important qualities like the ability to listen and understand our loved ones. Before we obtain love, we strive to attain it. But once it's ours, we tend to find it too familiar, dull, or even take it for granted. We start seeking satisfaction from external sources like others' recognition or admiration, trying to demonstrate our worth. In doing so, we tirelessly confront external challenges, proud of these achievements, thinking we're building family happiness, but forget to listen and understand our loved ones' thoughts. Our actions are actually to satisfy our ego, not for our loved ones. We complain, show arrogance, criticize our loved ones, but speak sweetly and show all our finesse to outsiders, partners, clients. We always justify our choices, attracted to our work, complaining about hard work for the family. But when reminded to reduce work for personal and loved ones' time, we don't accept. Those living with us daily, monthly, or yearly yearn for and even envy the attention we give outsiders. While we're proud of providing money and honor to the family, we forget that family happiness needs more. We don't realize we're hurting love by throwing harsh words at our partner, unknowingly damaging the relationship. Rude words come from a heart full of resentment, indirect words from a confused mind, anxious words from a fearful heart, seductive words from a desirous heart, boastful words from a proud heart, and meaningless words from an unsettled mind. Through this, one can understand their soul through their own words. 7 ways to express affection in relationships. When filled with doubt, dissatisfaction, or irritation towards others, we find ourselves unable to express loving speech. Practicing silence can be an important method. It's not always necessary to express every thought, feeling, or opinion we have, as sometimes they serve only our own interests without considering others. A kind word should be combined with goodness and truth. Truth, goodness, and beauty are 3 essential standards for all actions reflecting a civilized and ethical person. Loving speech can be practiced in many aspects of life. With a little awareness and the will to practice, one can create kind words as lovely and fragrant as flowers, contributing to the garden of humanity filled with love, helping to soothe hatred and bring peace to the world. Below are 7 ways to use loving speech towards those you love. First, when we need help from others. Although no one requires us to ask permission when seeking help, if you approach someone politely and delicately ask for their assistance, even if they are in difficulty and not ready to help, they will try their best to lend a hand. This is not exploitation, but an art of living, a sign of mutual respect and understanding. Second, gratitude is an indispensable part of a conscious and wise attitude. It helps us realize that we cannot exist independently, but depend on surrounding factors. Expressing gratitude not only makes the recipient feel happy and appreciated for their value and effort, but also creates a positive energy for both parties. Third, praise is an important art that we often forget. Instead, we tend to criticize or judge others. Everyone, though not perfect, deserves encouragement for their efforts. Timely and appropriate praise can be a powerful motivational boost, helping the recipient progress and overcome difficulties. Don't hesitate to praise those who need support, as it helps them recognize and develop their own abilities. Fourth, we should not underestimate the value of apologizing. In many cultures, apologies can be given naturally, even when it's not clear who is at fault. Don't hesitate or wait to identify the guilty party, or let your ego become a barrier to apologizing. This is not only an outdated viewpoint, but also causes misunderstandings and losses in relationships. Acknowledging mistakes through a simple apology shows wisdom, respect, and willingness to take responsibility for your actions. Fifth, the art of giving feedback requires finesse and respect. We have no right to criticize others at all times, especially when we ourselves wouldn't want to be treated that way. Everyone deserves respect. Constructive feedback should be given gently, avoiding making the other person feel terrible or ashamed. Combine praise with suggestions for improvement, making the recipient feel respected and encouraged to change without hurting their self-esteem. Sixth, the way of saying no. Because our natural instinct is to help others, there are times when we can't do so due to time, energy, or pre-existing plans. When refusing, we can explain the reason politely and clearly, hoping to cooperate in the next time. This maintains a good relationship with others, opening up possibilities for future collaboration and mutual assistance. Seventh, learn to express your pain and difficulties, especially to those who have caused them. Choose the right time and manner to express these feelings with clear communication, avoiding confusing or upsetting the other person with vague or indirect speech. Approaches like, "Your words hurt me," or "I'm struggling, can you listen?" not only help relieve your own feelings, but also promote empathy and bonding, bringing happiness and harmony to both yourself and others. Three steps to renewing your connections. In modern life, sometimes we become self-satisfied and lose control over our behavior and words, getting caught in a whirlwind of indifference and forgetfulness. This inevitably hurts those around us, especially our closest loved ones. When unkind words and negative actions accumulate, they can lead to explosive reactions. Realizing our part in this, we need to quickly seek reconciliation and support them, avoiding letting them suffer too much from their love for us. This is the time to refresh the relationship, or we call it beginning anew, not by completely changing or starting over, but by restoring and honoring the good that still exists. We don't need to completely erase the past, but rather spend time watering and nurturing our feelings again, allowing the lovely qualities of the past to be reborn. The raindrops of sincerity and love will soften the hardened parts, transforming misunderstandings and pain, making the relationship stronger and richer. This beginning, a new process, requires sincerity and goodwill from both sides. It's not just about one side trying to change, but both committing to finding and restoring the good in the relationship. This demands controlling emotions, choosing words carefully to avoid further misunderstandings or conflicts. When the other person also shows goodwill, they will be willing to listen and understand, facilitating an open dialogue without criticism or blame. We should choose a solemn and peaceful space for these renewal sessions, where each word and story can be clearly and sincerely heard. This space shouldn't be temporary places, like in a car, or noisy locations, but carefully prepared and announced in advance to avoid misunderstandings or communication failures. An ideal space could be delicately decorated with a fragrant teapot, soft candlelight, and a vase of fresh, aromatic flowers, creating a warm and profound atmosphere. Such an environment not only shows goodwill and respect from you, but also makes the other person feel comfortable and at ease, facilitating a more open and effective conversation. This is the optimal way to enhance the effectiveness of the beginning a new session, allowing both parties to understand and connect more deeply. Here are 3 steps to renew a relationship. First, start the renewal process by watering the flowers, which means emphasizing the strengths, talents, and good qualities of the other person, along with the kind actions they have done for you. When you show respect and love through your words, you not only create a warm and positive atmosphere, but also pave the way for deep sharing and understanding of the issues you want them to listen to. You should choose an appropriate space. Prefer times when the mood is relaxed, like the weekends, and turn this into a habit that helps both of you to look back and deal with any misunderstandings or conflicts, nurturing a healthy relationship. The second step is self-reflection. When we open up about our own mistakes or clumsy actions in the past, the other person feels more comfortable opening up. They realize that everyone, including themselves, can make mistakes, and what's important is the ability to recognize and correct them. This approach not only reduces pressure and guilt from the other person about their mistakes, but also creates a comfortable atmosphere, encouraging them to learn from our example, to recognize and accept their own errors. The third step in the relationship renewal process is to share difficulties, or in other words, share the pain or dissatisfaction we have experienced. This is the appropriate time to honestly and clearly present the issues we have faced to the other person. When both parties actively recognize and adjust their behavior, it is a sign that we have begun to understand the importance of caring for and nurturing the relationship, with the goal of building a happy life for each other. If we rely solely on what we have done in the past and allow problems to accumulate without resolving them, we will one day realize that the relationship has become overloaded and difficult to maintain. Miracles will happen when we are determined to renew the relationship in the correct way as guided. All mistakes and misunderstandings can be resolved and disappear like mist. If one renewal effort is not enough, we can continue to try, and if necessary, invite a third person whom both trust and love to support this process. The important thing is to believe in the power of love. It never disappears and has the ability to dissolve all pain, can renew everything, bringing life and happiness back. It's the end of the video. Thank you for joining us today. And don't miss out on more videos from us by subscribing and turning on the notification bell icon.